got me breaking now. I don't want no friends cause they be faking now. I'm climbing out this bowl and I'ma make it out. I don't hear shit you saying or what you thinking now. I know I'm dope, you can ask yo ho. She get super wet just by listening to my flow. I'm the shit, bitch, I'm lit. You don't like me, suck my dick. All you fuck niggas mad and you wishing I would quit now.
That was a clip of Cold Boy Symphony by Lil Xav. Lil Xav joins us on the show to discuss a lot of interesting creative points, and we get to dive into his process. We get to hear about how he joined Schemaposse. A lot of interesting things. It was a very chill, relaxing interview where Xav pointed out a lot of interesting things about the way he creatively works and moves with his team and stuff like that. Enjoy. Welcome to another edition of HASSDISCUSSES. We are joined by Lil Xav, new member of Schemaposse. How's it been going today? Man, I'm excited to interview you, man.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here, man. It's been real good, bro. I've just been chilling, working on my music and shit.
Sparking up, you know. So you got something planned out for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tell us about that. Is it a song? Is it a music video? What's going on tomorrow?
It's a music video I got coming out. My boy Holy Crew shot that shit. And shout out to my boy Chris for letting me use his low rider.
Oh,
that shit was dope, man. That shit was fun. It was good. See Hollywood just empty and shit, so it was just in the middle of the street with that shit.
Was it real late at night, or was it was it real late at night or some shit?
Why
was it empty, man?
It was like 8, 9 or something around that time. I really don't remember that much.
Yeah. So you're based out of LA with that new Schema music scene going on and all that. You're a part of the new. You were the first person I heard off the new Schema tape. So tell us, how did you join Schema and meet Nemesis, Jay Green, all that?
Well, I started was Nemesis made a post on Instagram. Long story short, that he wanted to hear the fans' music, wanted to get feedback and shit. And I caught that the last minute before the post deleted. Sent him a link. He liked my music. We did a song. I put that shit on my tape last October 2019.
What was the tape called?
It's called Gaffy.
Nice.
Yeah, it was longer, but I took some tracks off, made it pick the best ones. But yeah, after that, we linked up later on in August around this time this year. Shot some videos, chopped it up. Told me I was gonna see Jay Green, and I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. Next thing you know, I'm smoking, chopping up with Jay Green.
How is smoking with Jay Green? Is it a lot of fun, man? Does he have wisdom?
We learned a lot from Jay.
Nice.
I would say that.
Learn a lot about how the ins and outs of the industry and all that. Because, he's a veteran, man. He's a veteran. He's been through a lot. I'm not saying veteran literally. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he been in the game for a minute, so he hung with the best and hung with the worst, so he knows what he talking about when he says some shit.
Yeah, for sure. So, what are your favorite of the new Schemaposse members to work with? You got all the new guys. You got sxmpra, Kota, and you were naming a couple earlier. We were talking about just this, who the new guys you like to work with and gals.
Shit, I really like working with everybody. So it's just right now I'm trying to just build chemistry with everybody, find out what we sound good on, what songs hit, what songs don't hit.
Yeah.
But honestly, I fuck with all of them. You know, like we're all dope. Everybody's different, got a unique style, and that's the beauty of Schemaposse right there.
The differentiation, is that what you mean? Like everybody's so different, but a little bit alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, for sure. Like you do not sound like Sempra, but when I heard your verse and then heard his verse on New Posse, it was such a great transition, I'd say, in the song and all of that. And that's a beautiful fucking single right there.
I appreciate that, man, for real.
Yeah. And we were talking a bit earlier because like we were talking a bit about that vocal processing. Tell us about what you're trying to get us feel with your vocal processing and mixing. You talking about that.
Basically, like with with all that echo, basically, I remember you said earlier, like it sounded like you were in a cave or more like a hallway or something. I used to really keep to myself a lot, really not tell people like what's going on with me. And if I don't know if you remember, like movies and cartoons when they're thinking inside their head, you can hear that echo process. It's basically like I'm welcoming you into my head. So every song you're hearing, these are thoughts in my head. This is how I feel. This is my analogy. This is the way I look at things in life. Because that's how I look at music. It's a way to just talk about how you see and feel things.
A perspective on show your perspective on the world. Would you say?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the process of making music and all that stuff, a lot of people, they have a higher power they look up to, and that higher power determines everything they do. We call that religion. Would you say that your creative work is your higher power?
I wouldn't say it's my higher power, but it's something I really prioritize. It's something I really value a lot. And, it's just, 'cause music really changed my whole way of thinking and just everything. So it's something I really prioritize. I wouldn't say it's my like religion or shit like that.
Well, it's not your religion, but like it determines a lot of where your day is going. That's a simpler way of saying it?
Uh, nah, I still take more control. You gotta have those. You gotta have time where you gotta like really chill from music for a second.
Yeah.
You don't really want to burn yourself out because eventually you're not gonna have something to talk about.
Yeah.
When we talking about the same thing or have nothing to say.
Yeah, I understand. So tell me about Cloud Kill, underground rap vlog and interview site. How'd you end up working with them on a couple vlogs and stuff like that?
Honestly, man, I have no idea how that shit happened. Like, I joined Schema, announced it, and then the next thing you know, she hits me up saying, "Hey, I want to do you want to do an interview?" And I was like, "Fuck it," you know. I don't know who set that shit up. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But ever since then, every time we had a show, she was there. It was all love. Shout out to Cloud Kill. She's dope.
I mean, that's what happens when just it sounds like everything in August to September really happened all fucking quick with how everything went down. Like, it sounds like you're having a bit of fun, but whatever. I don't want to assume how you feel. But you've had your hair dyed blonde and blue. Which do you prefer?
I miss my teal hair, man. That shit was dope, bro. I miss that shit. But I like my blonde though. It's you gotta grow, you gotta change. You know what I'm saying?
You got that Odell Beckham look right now. I mean, not completely, but you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah. So, you used to go under the name Lil Xav. Tell us about when you stopped that name and decided to transition into Lil Xav.
I took out the Z and the rest just because it was too much to say. Like Lil Xav was just
Yeah.
way too much. I don't know. I just wouldn't. To me, I wouldn't type that shit in if I had to look up my own music. And I wanted to just make it look cool, so I threw in the X, and I said, "Lil Xav is better." So
Yeah. Simplicity is key. You know, you're having that mentality with things, I guess. Yeah. So, what is Cold Boy? What's the significance of that word, Cold Boy?
it's more like an alias, but it's more so like make it. Maybe I like to make it more of like mystery to people, just because it's not really that time yet to really get that deep into that. But
All right. Yeah. I
it's
understand.
more like it's a real feeling. You know, you're gonna understand why there's Lil Xav songs, and you're gonna hear the difference with the Cold Boy songs. Everything's gonna make sense in the
When they
future.
look back at your discography.
That all it is gonna make sense why I did it like that.
Yeah, you were talking about earlier how you were planning on you're talking about like one of your older projects. You're saying you kind of trimmed down the amount of songs. Do you like when you release a project? Do you not like to put a huge amount of shit in the work, or do you like to have like a small amount of songs on your projects, or like what do you look to do when you craft a little project or a mixtape EP?
Well, with Gaffy, it was just more so like those songs went on deaf ears. So when I joined Schema, that was a chance to pick like, okay, these are the songs that I really wanted people to hear,
Yeah,
and they didn't get a chance. So now I can go back, maybe polish them up because no one's ever heard them. And the plays I'm getting now, it's like, okay, now it's getting close to that time, you know.
yeah,
But how I go about a project now is you can never have too many songs, but I do pick the best ones, and then I'm like, okay, I want the tape this long. Okay, I want to sound like this. This the vibe I'm going for. This the cover art, and then
yeah,
boom, I have my whole blueprint and everything how I want the tape to go.
yeah. Well, when the song happens, is it more of a written process, or is it a more just like freestyling in the shower, or like, you know what I mean? Like, is it like out loud or more like articulated on paper or notes or whatever?
Honestly, I have not written a verse down for a song since like the beginning of 2018.
Yeah,
But the way I go about it is I really listen to the beat. You know, I tell a lot of people like just because the beat doesn't have words don't mean the producer ain't saying something.
mm,
So the beat's always telling you that, and that's why like I had to really learn like to catch the vibe of the beat. And then once I'm like, okay, this is what it's making me feel, and then eventually those words start coming into my head, and I just say it, and then I just go from there. And then once I have my verse and my hook, I just go record it.
so you say like the beat is like the screenplay and you're like the actor or something like that, or like the
So,
director or something like that.
yeah.
Like it's like you're building off of it. You have to build off of that shit. Is that what you're saying? That's
Yeah, without the beat, it's just spoken words.
yeah,
Without the beat, without the words, it's just instruments, you know what I'm saying? But together, and make something beautiful. You know, that's the beauty of like I think of rap, R&B, rock and roll, all that, just music in general.
A lot of connection between different aspects of everything and all that, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mess with that. So what can we expect from you? I mean, obviously you have this single coming up, but like, are you crafting a mixtape or an album upcoming? Or are you just kind of doing like a slow, like what projects next for you? Or are you just kind of waiting out with all that?
Right now, I'm working on this funk tape I got coming up real soon, like really soon.
Funk?
And,
Like, what do you mean?
like it's gonna be a little EP. It's gonna be real dope, real mad different. I did something a little different with the funk, and I got some singles and some videos coming up real soon to like really kickstart off everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear all that. What would you say about like L.A.? Like, you grow up there? Is that like where you've always been based, or is it just like did you move there from someone else, or is that like the hometown?
Well, originally, I'm from San Pedro, California. I stayed out there for like a while, and then I moved out to Verona. I stay out there. It's pretty cool. But Los Angeles was like always home. It was just like, I mean, despite the damn traffic, I hate that shit. But
Yeah,
it's Los Angeles. I love it.
yeah. So, in high school, what would be on your playlist back then?
Lil Wayne, Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machine,
Oh, Rage. There we go.
Tears for Fears, David Bowie, Rick Ross, Young Jeezy.
Did you see the verses? Did you hear about the verses with Jeezy and Gucci?
Gucci is savage, man. That's shout
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, that was that was a bit. Yeah, I could tell you a bit of he went a bit far in a few places, but it's very interesting to see all that play out. What's your like? What's your what would you want to see like in terms of a versus? Like, what's the ultimate versus that has not been seen that you'd love to see?
The ultimate verses that I would like to see. I would like to see the game in 50 Cent.
Ooh,
I think that would be pretty cool.
that's coming in next. That's coming in soon. That's coming out soon. I think. I think they confirmed it. Yeah.
I would pay to see that.
What side would you favor, or would you want to wait till that happens?
I mean, shit, man. I grew up listening to both of them, but my money on 50. My money on 50 Cent.
Yeah, dude, 50's so fucking funny. Like, have you seen his videos like about Floyd Mayweather and shit like that? Dude.
He clowns on everybody, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's a troll.
Yeah. That shit's yeah, that's funny. 50's a true personality, if I were to say. I was actually scrolling through a little comment section of like, who would you want to see in the verses section, and someone said Kanye West and Taylor Swift. You know what I mean?
Disrespect.
That's fucked up, but it's funny as shit.
I know, that's hilarious. I would pay to see that too.
Yeah, but I mean, what I had to say about that, a single lady should have won that award. I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, hey, it happened, bro. I mean,
The
shit
Hennessy
happened.
took control that night, if I were to say.
I mean, he did take that moment from her, but you know what? Look what she gained off it, though. I mean, not to say that she wasn't gonna
Made
be
that
a
bitch
star.
famous.
Not to say she wasn't gonna be a star regardless, cause she makes good music, but
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm not
that
embarrassed to say that shit
that
slaps.
after that Kanye West, everybody just had so much sympathy for her, and it was boom.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we're seeing, and I don't want to ask you to form an opinion on the Tory and Meg situation because that's a very controversial situation that I don't want to ask someone to form an opinion on because, you know what I mean. But I feel like what we're seeing is a lot of sympathy towards Meg, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. That's just the way things are going. Like, you know what I mean? With all
I
that.
mean, hey, I like Tory's music, and I honestly I say this about any artist: just because they make good music, don't mean they don't do bad shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they do shit they ain't supposed to do, and they make good music, don't mean they a saint. That goes for me as well. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. That's on him. That ain't my life.
Well,
That's on them.
yeah, like while I frequently comment free Tory, I do like to say I like both of them. You like fuck it. I like to listen to Savage. I mean, why not? But I would say that Tory's obviously had more longevity. But I respect both of them. But like, I remember when Creed came out, you know, the Rocky movie, and they had like Lord knows when he was running down the street, like that Meek Mill and Tory song, like that fucking transported me, and like I started listening to that when I was working out. But what's your favorite couple Tory songs that you like?
Shit, man. I like Diego. I always like that song. Flex. Flex was always Flex is like a go-to song for me. Real Address. Shit, man, the list goes on. Mama's song, I think that's what it's called. It was a song about he was talking about his mom and shit. That shit hit home.
Mm, nice. Um, you say you got a song coming out with Akatami, or is that right?
Not anytime soon. It's in the works, but when it's ready, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure everybody knows. Like I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for that one.
Um, another Schemaposse member that I don't know is as active as they used to be, but this is just a pure curiosity question. Lil Woofy Woof, is he as active as he used to be, or is he just kind of like? Have you heard of him? Like what he's doing recently, or? Okay,
I,
I'm gonna be honest. This is a pure curiosity question. You know, all that shit. You know.
Posse is a collective.
Yeah,
No
and
one,
everybody's everything. He said it's like Wu Tang. There's like so many members or something like that.
nobody signed and nothing.
Yeah, I
Everybody,
respect that. I respect that shit. Like,
yeah. I. That's why I do solo songs. KB do solo songs. Wolfie Wolf do solo songs. You know what I'm saying? He got like a song he put out like a while ago. He said, "Damn, it feels good to be a schemer." So he just, yeah, he doing his thing. So like when he ready to do a track, he gonna let us know, and it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Wolfie Wolf just everybody doing their thing, but when it's time, it's time.
yeah, I mean, I understand because there's so much members. Not all of them are gonna be like as active as the other ones. You know, there's new yeah, people gotta start thinking that like artists are people. Like that whole like that Playboy Cardi shit when everybody's pissed off that he's not releasing. Somebody ever thought that maybe he might be going through something? You know what I mean? Like fucking Iggy Azalea. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
people go through shit, man. Like I understand we live in a different time where niggas gotta drop a song every fucking week or some shit, but hey, some niggas having kids, some niggas moms is passing away,
Yeah.
COVID fucking up shit, so you gotta give people a break. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Like
Not everybody.
YoungBoy. I mean, I love YoungBoy, but he's
Yeah.
releasing a bit fucking much lately. Word to say. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, okay.
yeah.
You could do that. Some artists don't. Some artists just trying to work to be like Kendrick and Drake and drop every blue moon and still do enough damage like people that drop music every 5 days. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. The thing about like Weezy and that caliber that Drake and them are on is that like Lil Wayne when he was like fucking in 2008 2009 era, he dropped something every other week. You know what I mean? He had the he
Okay.
dropped so much, but then you could tell that after Carter 4, he's like, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna do a couple collaborations every now and then. And there's that whole Free Wheezy and all that. But sometimes people can take a break and then come back from that shit. Like, I don't know, what would you expect that Kendrick would come back with whenever he releases again? Do you expect it to be like instant classic, or like, what do you think about Kendrick's new release, if you have any opinion on that?
I mean, I know it's not gonna be what I expect. Good Kid, Matt. If you look at I was another rapper I was fucking with back in the day when I was in high school was Kendrick. None of his projects are ever the same. It's always different shit.
Yeah.
Like Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, like all those three things were different. So this tape, I'm definitely not gonna be prepared for it. I know that shit's gonna
Yeah.
fuck
It's
that up.
gonna shock the industry or some shit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, he did it again.
Yeah, because he's not about that rock star lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like, he doesn't need to fucking do all these events and all this stuff. He just takes his time, sits in his corner, and then when he drops, his music's being played at like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was working at a restaurant, a couple months ago, and I'm hearing his shit. The cooks are playing his shit. You know what I mean? I'm here. My friend that was working there, I forget his name, was like Spalding, and he had a playlist, and there was like heavy metal on it, and then fucking Humble by Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? He always taps into every frame, like everywhere, and I love that shit.
He knows how to He knows how to make music, man. That boy was born to do that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I gotta give it to him. I know rap is a competitive sport, and everybody trying to be like, nah, at the end of the day. But shit, you gotta give Kendrick his props, and he's worked for that. Cause every album he dropped, like I said, never missed a beat.
Would you say that you view rap as a sport, or do you view it as music more?
When I started, I had the sport mentality. I really did. I'm not even gonna lie, but over time and just me like going through the things I had to go through in music, I was just like that's not the way I want. That's not the way for me. I give a shit about the music because when I started, I always was following people that had more than me, that had more plays, had more followers, more engagement. People actually hitting them up and being like, "Yo, bro, your shit's dope." Them doing shows, and I'm over here in my garage trying to, brag. I'm over here bragging to my friends, "Yeah, I got 40 plays today," But then eventually, I was like, just one day that's gonna be me. One day, I'm gonna have that, and then here come Nemesis, just cool.
So you're saying when the better opportunities were provided to you, you were less competitive and more focused on the quality of everything that you release. You know what I'm saying? When you had better opportunities presented to you, you were like, all right, I'm gonna stop being fucking competitive as shit. I'm just gonna focus on like the songs.
Nah, it wasn't before the opportunities. It was just like when I had a period in my life where I just had to like look myself in the mirror and just really stop everything and just be like, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah,
Okay, this ain't working. I've been doing it this long and this hasn't been working.
yeah,
And I'm like, okay, I've been thinking like this and that's not getting me nowhere. So I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on my music. Let me make it about the music, and I'm just gonna be humble and just be patient and like just work on my shit. My time's gonna come. Like I'm gonna get my shit one day. Like I just need to focus on my music.
yeah.
Really care about the art.
Because that's what it all boils down to. You know, it's something to be remembered forever and ever and ever, man. And that's why you gotta present yourself in the best way possible. But like in terms of presenting yourself, you have some pretty dope ass music videos. Do you write the scripts for the videos, or do you let that lie in the hands of the director of everything?
Honestly, bro, we just wing that shit. It's just like Holy mainly comes up with the ideas, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, we could do that, and then some other shit happens in the process, and it's like, oh, okay, it
Yeah,
just all comes together, bro. It's just really like just going with the flow.
yeah. What's your favorite music video director to work with, or is it mostly just the one guy?
Just the guy I've been working with, man. He knows what I like, and he, he's a real good dude. So I fucks with him. Shout out to Holy Crew for real.
Yeah, so you got that Drake and Director X sort of relationship, with Director X doing Hell Yeah Fucking Right, and then doing a Hotline Bling, you know what I mean? So you got that going on. I like to see that. A lot of people, they just go, when they work with someone, they go to the next person, and the next person, and the next person, but you gotta stay with who you're been comfortable with. I mean, yeah, you gotta, like, would you say that you like to frequently collaborate with similar people, or do you like to venture out more when it comes to working with people?
I mean, it don't hurt to venture out. I had to learn to really stop being really fucking biased. But at the same time, like, I really just peep, like, if you real genuine and you really just, like, really just trying to make a name for yourself, like I am, then I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. Like let's make some shit happen. And that's why I fuck with my boy Coma, because he's on the same page. That's my go-to guy when it comes to beats. Holy, that's my go-to guy when it comes to videos. All the producers and schemers, those are my go-to guys.
Yeah, you're very team oriented. You know what I mean? I like that. I like to see that. When I do a podcast, I like to venture out and interview someone that I never had met in my entire life. But I always like to do something with someone that I've always been like. I like to have other people, like, I love that collaborative energy, because what is music? At the end of the day, you're trying to connect with someone that's listening. You're trying to present something that someone's going to be able to connect to when they're hearing, you know what I mean? And, yeah, it's just like, a lot of this shit's just the ultimate connection. And this was a good ultimate connection, a great little interview, man. Do you have anything you want to announce before we wrap this up about everything going on?
Volume 1 is on the way.
All
That's
right.
all.
Links below to all his, social media platforms, YouTube channel, and SoundCloud. Obviously, This was dope, man. This was a great opportunity to do this, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah. See you guys in the next podcast. All right.
Peace.